Hello everyone, it is Erin Floto here, and I am here with my 2024 full bullet journal flip through. You see I have my two bullet journals. These are B5 bullet journals from Archer and Olive. Bryson says hi. So the first notebook we are going to flip through is the B5 Wolf. I don't know. I don't know what the actual bullet journal is called. And I use this from January through June in 2024. So this year, as you all know, I did a washi tape theme throughout the entire year. So the beginning of the year was rainbow washi tapes, and then each month was a different color washi tape. Here I'm showing you in 2024. I actually have a couple more things to fill in. I kind of completely forgot about this page. I didn't flip back through for some reason to look at the first half notebook, but I did flip through my second half notebook and filled in a few things. Still have more to do, but it's fine. This is my home projects, my medical reference, and body stats page. I didn't fill in a lot of body stats once I got pregnant. I did kind of towards the end of the pregnancy, but that's fine. So this is where we get into the colorful month. January was a peach color, so I pulled out all of my peach washi tapes, and I went ham in January because of course I did, because it's the beginning of the year. It makes you feel good, all that type of jazz. Once March kicks in, things go a little bit downhill, but I was really dead set on making this washi tape thing work for me. And it did. It did for quite a long time until the end, where I was just completely over washi tape. But at the beginning, you can see like I really, really went ham on the washi tape. And I even used my Cricut to cut a bunch of stuff out, even just regularly in the month, not just for the cover pages. I didn't really end up doing that later on. Again, it just felt like a whole lot of work at that point, and I was just juggling so much by the end of 2024, by the end of the pregnancy. Very, very exhausting. I basically stopped reading in 2024. I probably read, I don't know, 5 books. Actually, that's not accurate because I did read the ACOTAR series. Minus the last book. I don't know why I stopped at the last book, but I have not finished that book. I probably should finish that last book. But February is when we got married. March is when we went down to Florida to visit my family towards the end of the month. And that is where we found out that we were pregnant, and we were very excited. As you all know, if you have been around this channel before, we had a very long TTC journey, but it ended up working out, which we're so extremely grateful for, because I know a lot of people are not that lucky. It was a year and a half that we were trying to conceive, but we found out about little baby boy at the end of March, and it was really cute because we were all there with my family, and we had just found out that morning. And my mom said something about the entire family being there. And I was like, oh, yeah, plus one member that no one knows about yet except for my husband and I. So that was a really special moment for us. And we always think about that, and we always refer back to that. In April, we had a green theme. So, which, you know what? Some of these colors really corresponded pretty well to the months. Peach being that pastel-y color at the beginning of the year. Purple being my favorite color in February, and obviously it is when we got married, and it is Valentine's Day month, so those are pretty corresponding. March was brown, which maybe that one doesn't fit so well, but to be honest, I've done a lot of like book themes in March, so it worked out for me. And then April, when spring starts, and May being the dark blue, when flowers are starting to bloom. I don't know, the colors corresponded pretty well, and this was all random. I literally just spun a wheel online to see what color I was going to do for each month. If you are ever in a planner rut, I would honestly say to spin a wheel online. Go to random wheel generator, put in a bunch of things. In this case, I put in a bunch of different colors, and just spin the wheel, because it will honestly get your creative juices going, because you'll have to think of something to correspond to that theme. I've done that before with different colors. I did that for an Archer and Olive blog post one time, that I put in a bunch of acrylograph colors and I spun the wheel, and those 3 colors that I picked, I had to do a theme based around. And I did a hot air balloon theme, because I couldn't really think of a lot of other things that went with those colors, but it was nice because I wouldn't have chosen that theme otherwise. So it's a really good idea if you want to try to shake things up and get a theme together, or just mix things up a little bit. You can even do it with the types of items that you're using. Maybe you are a stamp lover, you use stamps a ton, and you put in a bunch of different other things like watercolors, paint markers, washi tape, and you put in a bunch of other types of tools that you can use to do bullet journaling, and then spin the wheel and then use that to do your bullet journal. So I really, really advocate for using those random generators, because it has been a godsend for me. Now we are moving into 2024 part 2. I almost said 2025. Oh my God, you can see where my brain is. I can't wait to move into that notebook. So this, again, I always do some of the same things at the beginning of my notebook. Of course, I have my home projects, I have my medical, I have my body stats, all of that kind of stuff. I clearly have not done the bump picture. And then I have the baby boy. This page I love because I started off with the rainbow and then did the colors in order from January to December, and I picked one of the washi tapes. So I do love that page. Okay, I am back from changing a blowout, so I have no clue what I was talking about, but we are in July, so this is my second half notebook. This is where I had to start tracking my glucose, because I was diagnosed with gestational diabetes during my pregnancy. So I had to start adding that to every single day. And honestly, I kind of like having some sort of thing that I'm tracking on my dailies. I always go back and I do my monthly habit trackers, but I do like the idea of tracking things on a daily basis. I think I'm going to go ahead and try doing some of that a little bit more in 2025. Maybe I'll have like a little, I don't know, start of day like template that I use. I probably won't use that for every single month, but I would like to try it in January to, like, I don't know, maybe add overall mood or amount of hours I slept or something to that effect on that particular page. Because I do really, really like how every day kind of started with a similar thing. And when I was tracking my glucose, I had either the stickers or I had little boxes for it. So I think I will go ahead and try doing that again in 2025. So over the past few months, like, I've really kind of honed in on, basically because I was doing the same thing every single month with the same setups for all of 2024. That is not something I have ever done in my whole bullet journaling life for the past 8 years. I think I have figured out the variation is really important to me, but I've also figured out what works and what doesn't. For example, I can never go without a monthly calendar. I thought I could do that way back when, but honestly, that is the only spread in all of 2024 that I was like, yes, this works every single time. My habit trackers, I grew tired of. I obviously didn't keep up with my reading tracker. I love a master task list, but honestly, that was even just annoying me towards the end. So I do need that variation for some spreads, and then other spreads I know what works and what doesn't. If I can do a monthly calendar, because I was doing it even before 2024, if I can do a monthly calendar every single month in 2024 and plus more months before that and not grow bored of it, I know I can keep doing it in 2025. So I know that that is going to be a staple moving forward. For me, I need to adjust my habit tracker consistently. I need to adjust an exercise log consistently because I sometimes I need a projects page, sometimes I don't. It just kind of depends on the month. And again, that is what I have loved about bullet journaling is every single month you can adapt it to how you need to set it up. So that is something that I will continue to do moving forward into 2025. We are wrapping up towards the end of this bullet journal. So I just want to say a big thank you if you have been around this channel for so long. If you can leave some rainbow hearts in the comments down below, letting me know that you made it to the end of this video, since that was the entire theme in 2024. And then if you're new here, thank you so much for joining us. I am going back to consistently posting on YouTube, on social media in 2025. So definitely check me out all over all over the social medias. And I am starting to post on TikTok, even though there may be a TikTok ban. I don't know. I'm not holding my breath. So I'll be there too until they tell me no. So that is it. Thank you so, so much for being support, for being new, for clicking on this channel. Definitely subscribe if you haven't already. It really means a lot to me. I really appreciate all of the support for, God, all these years that I've been doing all of this. Or if you're new, thank you in the future for supporting me. That is amazing. So that's what I've got. Thank you so, so much. I hope you had a great 2024, and I will see you in 2025. Bye, everyone.